Hey, welcome to the Garden Report. Bobby Manning here with a special guest from the Boston Celtics way up here, Luke Kornet, the center for the Boston Celtics, who signed for the rest of the season here, playing in his first NBA Finals. Just how does it feel to be here?
It's great. Really excited to be here. You just kind of go along for the ride and round by round, and all of a sudden it's the finals. Yeah.
So, beginning of this year, you're kind of caught up in that COVID flow, guys bouncing between different teams on those, kind of emergency deals. I think you're in Milwaukee, you're in Cleveland, you're kind of all over the place. What are those couple months there like for you where you're just on those 10-day deals and it's like city to city to city pretty much?
It was pretty tumultuous. It was like right from the G League showcase, and it was also like Christmas time, and it was pretty crazy of just like, all right, all of a sudden I'm in Cleveland and trying to figure that out. And then had a day in between and was in Milwaukee then. And then also just trying to figure things out with my family back in Portland and trying to figure out how to spend Christmas together and stuff like that. But it was a cool experience and being able to play with those different teams. And it was honestly just like a gift to be able to have that experience, yeah.
I think you were with Cleveland when you actually played the Celtics on the other side this year. What was that experience like, just being on the other side of a team that you've been with for, I'd say, the bigger brunt of your career so far?
That was pretty crazy because it was really I think it was the first game was in Boston, and it was actually a big thing too, kind of heading into the 10-day period where I was likely to get signed by Boston if guys went positive with COVID, but they ended up not, and so then I ended up signing with Cleveland before, but that was kind of a weird time period where I was thinking I might be in Boston in a minute, and then all of a sudden it was in Cleveland playing against Boston. But yeah, that's just how it worked out.
Yeah, is that during that time you're just kind of on the phone with your agent nonstop saying, oh, this team might need somebody, or this team might need somebody?
You're kind of figuring it out as it goes. But then once the 10-day starts, it's obviously where also guys were going positive with COVID and having to fill spots so quickly that you kind of just had to wait till the end of it to know what might be available because the rosters were so in flux. So that was sort of a strange part where it's you're on the 10-day and it's cool, but then it's also all right, will there be a second one? Will there be another team? It was who's going positive? Yeah, so it was all over the place. And then for all that to happen, and then I'll be able to sign here after the deadline was just such a gift. And I was so happy to be back in Boston, and it's just a great place to be in. Being in Maine this year was great too, just staying within the organization. Yeah.
So what ultimately brought you back to the Celtics? I'm sure you kind of developed a little relationship with Brad. Just what are some of those conversations that brought you back here?
I feel like playing for the Maine Celtics, it was kind of you're still within the organization the whole time, and you see guys come up from front office or practice down there occasionally, and you always felt like you were just kind of in-house and with the team, and I once the deadline happened, it was definitely hoping for that opportunity to come up, and it ended up coming up, and it felt like a very smooth transition because it really hadn't really felt like from last season, I'd really even left. It felt like you're kind of always a piece of it.
I want to kind of give people an idea of the kind of unsung members of the Celtics who you've been around in Maine, and some of the guys, on the bottom half of the roster there who, people may not know as much. You were around Sam to start this year on a two-way deal, and Broderick and some of the others. Just kind of take me through those guys and just what they've brought to the team in Maine and moving up to Boston this year, because it feels like you guys have kind of been through this together.
Yeah, definitely. It's been, I have guys that are here now. Yeah, me, Juwan Morgan, Sam Hauser, Broderick Thomas, we were there the whole year. And then Nick Stauskas spent a game down there, and Matt Ryan, who signed as a two-way. And it's been a pretty wild experience to go from playing at the Expo in Portland in November to now being able to be here together. And I might feel even though it's kind of a different place, we've been able to just kind of, it feels almost sort of the same season in a weird way.
It's been a long one.
and we've also been able to just grow as teammates on the court there, and so now a lot of times it's pregame work or whatever it might be, but there's a lot of familiarity with playing with each other, which is great. It makes it just fun, day to day, working and getting better and playing.
And what's kind of your roles in practice? I see you guys practicing, scrimmaging a lot together, and when you're with the full team in practice, what's kind of the role you guys take on? I'm sure sometimes it's scout roles that you guys do, and for you specifically, what's been your kind of role in practice?
It's especially as the playoffs have started, the group of us, we've been being a scout team, and so every 2 weeks we've been switching up the players that we get to be.
There's certain guys you've become.
Yeah, so it's been pretty fun, honestly. And each kind of series is different. Guys, is time to shine for a little bit. Like when we were in Brooklyn, I was Nick Claxton / Andre Drummond, and BT and Malik got to be Kyrie and KD and just have the ball in their hands a ton. And then I got to be Antetokounmpo, which was a great time.
There we go. What's it like being Giannis?
I got the ball every single possession. I got to do whatever I wanted. So it was a lot of fun. And so, that was kind of a fun part of it. Was like you get these opportunities to sort of play a different role than you're used to, as opposed to like helping other guys on the court. You're just the guy who's like kind of initiating everything. So we've had a great time, and like the coaches have been great with us and just helping us prepare as much as we can, help our team prepare, because it feels kind of fun and ridiculous a little bit, but then like at the same time it's your job to kind of just try to give a look of it, and so we've been doing that and enjoying it.
So there's two moments I think that have really defined this run, and I kind of want to take me through your vantage point on the bench for each of them. The Game 1 winner against the Nets, Tatum going full court, and then Al kind of shaking Giannis off after he got dunked on and throwing down that dunk in Milwaukee. Can you kind of take me through those two moments?
I mean, I feel like it's crazy going back to the Brooklyn series because it was just so early on, and obviously like the pedigree of those guys that we're playing against, and so be able to like really feels just like steal that first game. And it was like a hard-fought game, and you're just like, I don't know, from all that time leading up to it to actually being able to get on the court. I feel like once we were able to get that one and like just kind of get a little more comfort and like confidence of just playing them, it just kind of like rolled through there. And that was wild because you're just sort of in disbelief at how quickly it happened, and like smart shot fake, and it's like, oh, and then all of a sudden the game's over and you won, and it's a beautiful feeling. And then, Al's Game 4, that was, I think it was awesome. Like everyone on the team just loves Al and like respects him so much, and to be able to have that game and play as well as he did, and like obviously like the dunk was kind of like the highlight from it, but I really just like, it's amazing throughout this whole thing where he's just been so consistent and steady and reliable, and like always just speaking honestly and truthfully, and like just the presence that you need. And honestly just calling for whatever the moment kind of is, where it's all right, you got to be a little more aggressive this game, versus like he doesn't care if he scores 30 in a game or if he like doesn't score at all, as long as we're winning. And so I think that just like provides so much, that like to have that moment of that game for him, like we were all just very happy for. And it's awesome to see.
So you were here last year. Kind of the transformation from last year to this year has been pretty significant, and felt like one of the big parts of it was bringing a lot of guys back who have been here, whether it was Daniel, whether it was you coming back, Al, of course, as well. Just what do you think's been the biggest key to just the change from a 500 team a year ago to start this year, and then being in the NBA Finals now?
I feel like, honestly, so much has been just like taking care of what it is that we do, and I think especially for the guys playing heavy minutes, is just like realizing that like having the identity of being like the best defensive team. I feel like it's so it helps clear your mind when you just know like you kind of hang your hat on that side of the floor and like letting it all flow from there. And sometimes it does just take like having like a little bit of success to just like affirm that, I feel like, which has been able to happen. And honestly, it's just like day to day committing to work, and you're just trying to win every single game, and then you look up and you're in the finals. I feel like there's a desire to like almost try to draw something out of it that may or may not be true, but really it's just like you're just working at it and working to win, and then you hope to be here at the end, and we've put ourselves in the position to be there.
He is Luke Kornet, center for the Boston Celtics, here at the NBA Finals. Luke, thank you for your time. Enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Yeah.